What's up? What's up? I'm Moni Libro, and this is 515. And to be honest with you, it hasn't been a great couple of days for Miami sports, not for the Dolphins, not for the Hurricanes, not even for Inter Miami. It was really a tough weekend for Miami. And to be honest, it was a horrible weekend for Miami football fans. It really was, starting off with a loss against Michigan State on Saturday, and then a Sunday loss, a shutout loss against the rival in the division, the Buffalo Bills. And if you are a Miami Dolphins fan, I hope you're holding up well, because that 35-0 loss, that hurts. I hope you are holding up. Tua got injured, as you guys see right there on screen, with what seems to be a rib injury, although, x-rays ruled out anything too serious. Now, the question is, would the game have been any different with Tua on the field? Yes, it would have been different, but we will never really know to what extent. Maybe it wouldn't have been 35-0, but, we will really never know how differently the game would have gone with Tua as a starting quarterback. Hopefully, Tua will be healthy enough to play when the Dolphins go to Las Vegas to face a very good, undefeated Raiders team. Alex Donno asked a really cool question, really interesting. Which loss was disappointing and which loss was surprising? Canes or Dolphins? And to be honest, the Dolphins loss was a bit more disappointing, because even though they were the underdogs, a bit more of a fight was expected against, the division rival, the Bills, even if they didn't have their starting quarterback. And the Canes loss was a bit more surprising because they were favored to win. The Canes were favored to win, and they lost to Michigan State, even though Michigan State is unranked and UM was ranked 24 in the nation. So really interesting question. Thank you for posing that, Donno. The Dolphins loss was more disappointing, in my opinion, and the Canes loss was more surprising. So really crossing my fingers for Miami football fans this upcoming weekend. Hopefully we see some better scores, and hopefully we get to see a healthy Tua, see how that plays out. But, soccer fans are not doing any better. Inter Miami saw a really tough loss as well at home against the New York Red Bulls. And now they're facing a very tough opponent. They're facing a second-placed Nashville SC without two of their key players, two key Miami players, Nico Figal and Leandro Gonzalez. Nico and Leandro are two of the players that have the most playing time on the roster, and they won't be on the field on Wednesday against Nashville. As you see right there on screen, Nashville is ranked number 2. Really comfortable spot for the playoffs, and frustratingly enough, Miami would have been able to have a spot in the playoffs with a win against the New York Red Bulls. And this just shows just how much work Neville's squad is going to have to put in to even stay in the top 10, and hopefully, being able to grab a playoff spot. I don't think Miami will necessarily underperform against Nashville, precisely because they need to recover from that loss against New York Red Bulls, but also because they should be extra motivated to win or at least tie games in order to stay in the top 10 and grab a playoff spot. So with that being said, the Inter Miami team will face Nashville on Wednesday night at 7:30 at the Drive Pink Stadium. And staying on the soccer situation, for those of you who have been counting down the days until the 2022 World Cup. I've been counting down since the 2018 World Cup finished, to be entirely honest with you. FIFA is now considering holding the World Cup every 2 years, and they're starting to talk to clubs and certain groups and federations about this idea. Bigger federations like UEFA and CONMEBOL are not too fond of this idea. And if you think about it, that is the beauty of the World Cup. It has some exclusivity to it, that it's held every 4 years, pushing for national teams to play at a really high level for a complicated, extended period of time, which is really not easy to do unless you are Brazil or Belgium and you have a stunning starting 11 right there. Goodbye Euros and Copa America. that's my thing. The FIFA World Cup just stands out because it's every 4 years. It's tougher. And I just don't see why you would have the need to kind of make these three competitions compete with each other. The Euros and the Copa America, they're good as they are every 2 years. But I just think the exclusivity of the World Cup every 4 years is just unmatched. So we'll see, just how many hurdles FIFA is going to face trying to move this tournament in order to happen every 2 years. Let's hope it stays with that 4-year format, because to be honest, it's pretty sick. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter. My handle is @monilebro. Make sure you like this video, smash the subscribe button right here. Follow 5 Reasons Sports for the sickest South Florida sports coverage. And I'll see you right here for the next 5-on-5 episodes. Stay safe. And I'm really crossing my fingers for Miami this weekend.